Hey, welcome back to Pawn Boys. We're going to try this one more time today. Thank you, everybody that decided to join us again. All those who didn't join us, I am in the pawn business, and I know people. Just saying. So, Rhonda, welcome. And,
hello. Good morning.
How's our barking dog going to do today? Is she gonna bark on cue?
I don't know. Let's give it a try.
Give it a try. Zoe. No. One more time. One more time.
Try again.
She's barked out, man. That's 2 mornings.
She's done. She's
so, hey, we are. You know, we got kind of derailed yesterday a little bit with. I'm not going to blame it on anybody. I don't think. But this show was so important to us to get on the air as we came back for a second time to try to get this thing done. And I would like to welcome our guest, Christine DeGraff, who was gracious enough to come back with us a second day.
Woohoo!
As if,
Unfortunately, I'm much less talkative today than I was yesterday.
Oh.
I just, it's one of those things, like some days you're in a talking mood and some days, like, not so much.
Christine, I think we can get you back in the talking mood.
All right, we'll see.
Anyway, we are. This is going to be a good one today. We've got lots to talk about. And I don't even know where we left off yesterday. I don't know where it stopped being on air or whatever. But we're just going to get right back into it. We're going to talk to Christine. We're going to, of course, play Pawn or Die and see how she does with that. Are you ready to play that today? You've had a couple of days to kind of prepare. So has that been on your mind at all?
I'm just going to wing it. I feel confident, though.
You tell me you haven't been up all night worrying about that.
I have not worried. I feel very confident.
Because I know there's some people that have been on this show and they've been worried and worried and worried, but you don't look like the worrying type anyway. So.
Nah.
Anyway, so hey, let's talk about, let's talk a little bit about what you're doing right now. I mean, you've got some big projects going. You are a busy lady. So what's going on with Circloscope? I know you've been kind of doing that. Is that kind of been consuming all your time right now?
Pretty much that and the music hangout. But yes, after we did our show yesterday, I did TNT Bootcamp with Ronnie Bincer, and we talked about Circloscope and NodeX and announced that we have integrated with NodeX at some points, so that if you're using NodeX, you can then click a button and go to Circloscope. So that's pretty exciting. Good stuff.
Is this going to be one of those things? I was thinking about this yesterday, and honestly, I am like the least tech-savvy person you can ever imagine, okay? You start talking to me about, like, too in-depth about this stuff, and I start getting glossy-eyed a little bit, and my eyes glaze over, and it's not ready. But here's what I envision for you, and I don't know if you've ever thought about this. Is it going to be a situation...
I'm taking over Google+. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, exactly what I'm thinking.
Google+ world domination.
Is Google gonna come to you and say, hey, listen, Christine and
Craig and Esham.
Yeah, here's a couple $1 billion. We want to buy you out, and you're gonna be one of those type of situations.
How cool would that be?
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
Serious. I mean, that.
And then I could just do Hangouts all day.
That happens.
Well, I do that anyway.
That happens all the time, and you know what? Maybe
you never know.
I love that enterprising spirit in people where they're able to come along and take a concept and make it better, and that's exactly what you guys are doing. So, in my opinion. So, I don't completely understand. I mean, Rhonda's explained it to me, but like I said, I get glossy-eyed. And
Rhonda loves it. Rhonda definitely loves it.
Yeah. So, anyway, tell us a little bit about for us, dumb it down a little bit.
Without making your eyes gloss over.
Dumb it down a little bit in a nutshell. What is it? How would that help? How is that going to help a hangout like mine?
Sure. Well, Circloscope, it's a circle management tool for Google+. It's not a Google+ product, but it helps you manage your circles on Google+. Basically, think about, like, for one thing, you can only follow up 5,000 people. So, at some point you need to cut some of them out in order to follow new people. And using Circloscope, you can see who's not following you back, who hasn't posted in a long time, things like that, and you can prune your circles. Another thing you can do is by adding a targeted audience of potential audience of active engagers to your circles, they're more likely to follow you back and become your audience. So, for example, for a small business, one of the ways you can use it is look at your competitors, who is commenting on their posts, and then add all of them to your circles. And it definitely works. It helps you grow your following. It helps you increase engagement, get more. Basically, you're building your own audience.
Here's what I've noticed. Like I said, I don't understand the ins and outs of it, but I have noticed since Ron has plugged that into our stuff, the Lightning Pawn page has gone crazy. It really has. And
think about it. I mean, is one of the whole points of being here, and you're posting all the time, you're doing these shows, is it would be nice if somebody's watching, right? Or if somebody's reading or sharing. That's the whole point, is you go out and find those people who might be interested and add them to your circles. They're going to get a notification that you added them, and they're going to take a look, hopefully, and add you back and start following along what you're doing. So,
yeah, it's worked beautifully. I mean, I noticed I grow by, I mean, not only it's still fairly small, but I grow by maybe 10 people a day. That's not exaggerating, is it, Rhonda? I mean,
no, not at all.
It was set in
and there is a daily limit, and I'm sure Christine can speak more freely about that. But am I right in saying you can only add about 10% of what you already have?
How many are following you? So if 1,000 people are following you, you're probably only going to be able to add 100 a day, and then maybe 20% of them might follow you back. So yeah, it can be a slow process at first, but once you find that core audience of you get those followers that are really interested in you instead of just random people, so you're going to find people who are interested. You get them watching or sharing your stuff. It doesn't take that many to start to reach some kind of tipping point where they're sharing your stuff, and it's other people who are interested are going to see it. So
I have really seen that take off with the craft store page lately. That tipping point just finally hit, and every day it's so and so added you back. So and so. I mean, my phone is going off all day long. And
absolutely, yep.
It's fantastic. It's really good to have, and it's very hard to do one by one. If you have to spend the time to go out and find your following one by one, which is what I did for like our first 27 followers there. It does. It takes forever.
And I think that that's the main thing. I mean, it's a time-saving tool. You can, instead of, sure, you could go out and find a popular post, or find engagers, add them one by one. Add all of the people who said yes to your HOA to a circle one by one. If you spend more than if you're spending any significant amount of time doing that, when you could just do it in one click, that's where the savings really comes in.
Yeah, absolutely. We know time is money, so you have time to go do other stuff rather than.
And I mean, our premium version is $47 a year. So I mean, basically, it's less than $1 a week. So
that's
your
cheap.
time is worth more than $1 a week. And if you're spending more than like 5 minutes a week on your circles,
yeah, that's cheap. So, is this is this your brainchild? Did you come up with this?
Actually, it was Esham, and I can't pronounce his last name. He's my partner, but I can't pronounce his last name. But he had built Circloscope, I guess about maybe 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And I asked him why, he did, and he said, well, I got tired of adding people to my circles one by one. So, he needed there was nothing available to do it faster, so he built it. I was, just a user of it, and it had a lot of problems back then. As far as the user interface, it wasn't user-friendly. It wasn't intuitive. It didn't, it had some problems. So I just started giving them some feedback, and, telling him things I thought he could improve, telling him to raise his price. He was charging $5 for a lifetime, and I mean, I said, and he had all these users to support, and I'm like, this is not a good business model here. You need to charge a monthly or annual fee so you can then help these people and get paid. And he finally just said, I would like you to come on board. So I did. And then Craig Feifeld is a former project manager for Microsoft. And we were friends. And he, I knew that he was looking for something. So I said, hey, let's bring him on board. And we totally redesigned everything and have relaunched. And it's been going well.
Don't you love that? So everybody's got their strengths. Okay, so you got the guy that writes the code and is this kind of the techie guy. You got the person that is you that knows more the business aspect of it and how to market it, and then Craig with his experience with Microsoft. You bring them together and you just make that stuff happen, and that
absolutely
is awesome. So I love America, man. That's what
and Esham is in Iran, so kind of neat. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, and how does that work? I mean, you've never met him personally, right?
No. Yeah. Everything's just chat, and but it works out well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, welcome Kirk with his cop glasses.
Hey, Kirk.
Good morning.
Those are sweet glasses, by the way, dude.
Thank you very much.
I think I can see myself in them. Can I see myself in them?
Yeah, you can. Just get really close like this.
Okay, yeah, dude, that's awesome. So, Christine, where do you see this going in? Where do you see this going in a year or 2 years? I mean, have you had really good response to it so far?
Absolutely, great response. People love it. We have, I would call them product evangelists, people that just love it so much that they want to talk about it. They're not getting paid, they're not, there's no reason for them, but they'll say, hey, I love this so much, I'm going to do a post about it, I'm going to do a blog about it. So it's pretty good to have, it's pretty cool to have evangelists like that. We're definitely, we do have a limited affiliate program that we have chosen a couple people to come in, that are bloggers, things like that. As I said, we just started integrating with NodeX. We have some other integrations planned, and we may have another product planned, but I can't talk about it.
No.
Can I say something about that, Christine?
Sure.
So, tell us about Bandit.
Bandit? My dog?
Yeah.
What do you want to know about Bandit?
I don't know. I just want to know about it.
He's a cool dog. He actually he's my most popular post ever on Google Plus was a picture of him wearing socks. I swear if you do want to just get +1s, just post pictures of my dog all day because he can definitely get the pluses.
So is that what you're going to call your new product?
No.
I thought for sure.
He's a cool dog though.
That's a good
name. He's a rescue dog, so.
I had a dog named Bandit. That's why I wanted to know about that.
Yeah, he's cool. He has his own page.
That was the dog that was on Little House on the Prairie, by the way. Whoever that watched Little House on the Prairie. So.
Yeah. That's why I called my dog Bandit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm a huge fan of Little House on the Prairie. Okay, so I'm saying that right now on air. So, want to make fun of me? Don't. Okay. So, so Christine, if you ever want a pawn circloscope, I'm available. So
okay.
Yeah, I could probably help you out with that. If you need a few extra bucks and we wanted to bring that in, we could probably help you out with that.
Sounds good.
Just saying. Okay. So tell us about music, man. I mean, what's been going on with your music hangout?
We did a couple events for School of Rock, which was pretty exciting. I think
huge. That was huge. Yeah. Yep.
Definitely, it's definitely very, very cool. I've found some great bands here on Google Plus and great musicians that I've featured, like Ars Nova and the Aston family. That went over very well. that just to bring them to my audience, just wanted to get some, people that were, had a little bit of experience. Well, Ars Nova had never done a Hangout before, so that was new to them. The Astons, Sue does Hangouts, and her son Dan does as well, but the whole family had never played before, and it was Phil Aston's very first appearance on playing on a music Hangout. It was very exciting to get the whole family on there. We're having an open mic night tomorrow night, and then next week, yes, the 31st, we're having Gavin Wolf. We're going to feature him, so that should be exciting.
So I think it's ingenious, a way to get in touch with some of these independent bands. I mean, some of this music that you guys have had, some of these bands have been just outstanding.
Yes.
I love watching these guys. I mean, because they're struggling to get their names out there, and they're struggling to get their music out there and their albums out there, or whatever. It's just such an ingenious way of doing it. I mean, what you guys have done with some of this stuff and in the sound quality, because let's face it, the sound quality here on Google has never been the best. Okay.
Yes. It was pretty amazing with the Aston family when I, went to listen to that and edit it. The video and sound quality was just amazing. I mean, I thought it was absolutely amazing. It was, definitely. Well, Phil Aston, obviously has some skills with the mixing board and stuff like that. Stuff I don't know about, but But then at one point during the broadcast was when he came in on his electric guitar, and there was nobody on the mixing board, so it was kind of like, but it sounded really good.
Yeah, it's really been how that you guys have done that, mixing it through the stuff and made the sound so it's enjoyable, because really if you can't hear it and doesn't sound good, most of the time you're going to tune out. But you
Absolutely.
guys, you've been able to overcome that almost every time. I mean, it's had its glitches and stuff like that, but that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I love what you guys have done with that, and hope to see big things in the future with it, because I love listening to some of these independent bands and how they roll. And so
Absolutely.
So what is where do you see this music thing going? I mean, as far as Google Plus goes, and how they're kind of evolving, and how you guys are evolving, where do you see it in a year or two?
That's hard to say. Right now, I mean, there's still so many problems with the copyright issues and content ID issues. That you have to play only originals, or you might get a copyright strike, or so it is hard to say. I think we'll see more bands, giving it a try, but I also think we'll see a lot more people getting their channel banned, as a result. But, it would be really nice if we could at least know which songs are off limits and are going to get you the copyright flag, and which songs are okay, and we'll just get you the content ID match, which means that whoever owns the song gets to monetize it, but you don't get a copyright strike.
All right.
But there's no published database of which songs are which.
Yeah, hopefully that can be resolved. I mean, we've been trying to we'd like to have a little bit of music to go with our introduction to our show and stuff like that. That's always been a little bit of a challenge trying to.
Yeah, it would be so nice if I know they have it in a database. It's the content ID. It would be nice if you could just search it for a song and it said, yes, you can use this, and it'll be monetized, or no, you can't use this. It would be that simple, I think.
Yeah, it would be just much easier to use. But this whole thing is still pretty much in its kind of its infancy, so to speak. And so I just think that it's just going to get better. Technology is going to get better. How we're able to use music and all that kind of stuff is just going to get better. Those of us that are in this thing now and trying to figure it out, I mean, once this stuff really starts to hit and gets rolling, I mean, it's going to be awesome. I think once that know,
Absolutely.
I think I'm excited to see where it goes for sure. So any other projects you got going on? I mean, you got your hands in a lot of pies.
That's about it. Just, I mostly focus on Circloscope and the music hangout.
How long have you been on Google Plus?
Technically about 2.5 years, but the first, year I gave it I came on about 2.5 years ago. I didn't understand it. First thing I did, per Google's suggestions, is I looked to see if my friends or coworkers are here, and of course they aren't. And then I followed some people on the suggested user list, like the celebrities, and ended up with nobody to talk to, didn't understand, didn't know about communities really. I had 77 followers. Every post I made got 0 engagement, no pluses, no comments, no shares. I just didn't get it, so I left for about a year and then came back about 1.5 years ago. And
what made you come back? I mean, is it just like I want to try this again, or what inspired you?
I had a employee who just kept telling me this is so cool, this is so cool, and I'm like, it isn't cool, it's stupid. And he's like, no, really, look, you can just plus mention somebody and they'll answer, and it's really neat. And so I said, all right, I'll give it another try. And then I actually met a couple people on Facebook that were starting to use Google Plus, and they had a Facebook to Google Plus group, and so I had some people to talk to, is what it comes down to. If you have nobody to talk to and you don't understand, I didn't understand the concept of joining a community or finding people that had similar interests. I was still in the Facebook mentality of, well, I don't know you people, so why would I talk to you? And it was like, I just didn't get it at first. It's still odd sometimes, I mean, I talk to people publicly on my stream, but when someone I don't know sends me a private hangout request, I'm like, why? I don't know you, no. No.
Yeah. So, well, it's just you gotta get your feet wet with this thing, and it takes a while to I'm still trying to figure stuff out, man. But you know what? I'm not. My IQ is probably not as big as yours and other people's. As Ron, no, it's not as big as Ron is. But anyway, it just takes a while to kind of get your feet wet. It's exciting to see where it's going to go, and I think that people like you, that are trying to make this better and trying to do the cutting edge thing and figure stuff out is, you're going to be on the forefront of this thing. It's going to be awesome to see how that kind of unfolds. You along with Google. So, anyway, hey, listen. Let's. Is it time? Is it time?
It's time.
Okay.
Oh, maybe it's not time. Maybe it was just kidding.
It's time for Pawn or Die.
Yep, it's time.
Okay.
All right, this is exciting.
All right. Let me explain the
It's
rules.
better every time you play that, Rhonda.
Let me explain the rules to you real quick, Christine, and then we'll get it going. I've got to run to the back real quick after I explain these rules to you, but I'll be back. So you
Brian's
are.
got to go to the bathroom.
No, I don't have to go to the bathroom. I got to run to the back to get something. So maybe I'll go to the bathroom while I'm back there.
Well, whatever.
Just saying.
Whatever you want to say.
I'm a multitasking fool. That's all I can say.
He's going to pawn or die while we're on the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. You are opening up a hypothetical pawn shop. We're giving you 5,000 fictional dollars to do so. So the object of the game is to guess what you would pay for this item if it came into your Christine DeGraff's pawn shop. You don't want to guess too low, okay? You don't want to guess too low or lower than what I paid, because they'll walk on you and you don't get that item at all. But you don't want to pay too much because you want to be able to at least turn around and sell that thing for Keystone or one-time markup. Okay? So we're going to have you guess what you would pay for that item, and then we're also going to see, or you're going to say what you would sell that item for. So your job is to do 2 things on each item. So ready?
Okay. Yeah.
So, flash that first one up. I'll be back in just a second. You got the helm, Kurt.
Well, here's the other thing. After the first 5 items, there's a one more item. Rhonda, what's it called?
It's called Jerk's Junk.
It's called Jerk's Junk, and there's one more item, and that can save you from having a bad 5 items previously. So.
Okay, so it's going to be 6 in total.
6 in total, and Jerk's Junk is something that Ryan has never seen, and you have never.
That's good.
And so you both have to bid on that one thing that because Ryan. Right, because Ryan has never seen Jerk's Junk, but you can also, because you have never seen it, both of you have never seen it, then you have to kind of go head-to-head with Ryan on that one item.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right,
Okay.
here we go. Let me get the first one up.
Carmen is out
Here
there
we go.
telling me to pawn. Cheryl, will I pawn or die? All right, what do we got there?
Carmen wants you to pawn Cheryl? What?
A genuine turquoise and sterling silver ring.
Mm-hmm.
Man's ring or woman's ring?
Well,
I would love to tell you that, but Ryan
you know
didn't
what?
tell me.
That could be either, I think, but it looks somewhat Native American, so it could be maybe either.
Now, what does Bisbee mean?
It says, what does it say at the top here?
Genuine Bisbee turquoise.
Bisbee.
Silver.
That is, I don't know.
You're supposed to know stuff, Kirk, didn't you?
Well, you know that I don't know that one. I mean, usually it's Anasazi or Navajo.
What size is it?
It's possible that Bisbee means that it's either the maker or it is a tribe of Native American.
All right, so should I go ahead and tell you what I pay for it?
Yes, tell us what you would pay for that.
$40.
$40. I think that's reasonable.
I do too.
I think that's reasonable. This stuff can be really expensive, like some of the old squash blossom necklaces I know go for quite a bit of money.
And then I have to say what I would sell it for?
Mm-hmm.
$120.
I don't know the price on that, but I think you did really well.
Well, when do I find out?
When Ryan comes back,
Okay.
he left us. They're just leaving us. What are they doing? Okay. All right, well, I'll show you the next one while we're waiting on them. These are handmade ritual masks. I have no idea where these came from, but they're fun.
All right. I'm going to say $25 for the set.
25 for the set.
And sell it for
That's a tough one.
I think $125.
125. Here we go. Those are really neat. I had asked Ryan to wear those today, and he must have missed that. Let's see. This next one is really something. Here we go.
Now, are
This
these actual items in the shop?
Yes. Mm-hmm. This is a Kodiak knife in the case.
Nice. Has it been used in any illegal murders or anything? Not that there's legal murders, I guess, but
I don't think so. I think it's new.
Let's see. I think I would pay.
Only legal murders.
Yeah, only legal murders. How long is the blade?
It's always 8 inches.
Okay.
Just saying.
Good to know. Good to know.
I think it looks about that.
I was thinking 6.
6 inches.
I was thinking 6.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say $50
Yeah.
and sell it for. Wait, let me change it. I'm gonna say $40 and sell it for $80.
Ooh, good idea. I like that. Where did Ryan go? He really did go to the bathroom, didn't he?
I think you really did.
I think he
That's
did.
the first one.
Huh.
There we go. Okay, here's the next one. This one's me.
Should change the name of the show.
A powder horn. Huh.
Powder.
Now, is that rare?
Well, they certainly
I don't know that they're really rare.
Do you know what that is?
No. I mean, if gunpowder, I don't know.
Yeah, they used to put their gunpowder in those horns and then put them in the old black powder rifles. You have to pour the powder down inside the barrel and then put the ball in there and in the patch and then tamp it down, and then that's what you would fire, and that's what would carry the powder for those guns.
Well, I know gun collectors, they'll spend a lot of money on things like this. So,
I just want to have one to say I have one.
and generally I would think somebody who's pawning this just wants some quick cash. So I think I'd offer $30 and sell it for $95.
Ooh, good idea. I like your way of thinking.
I think Christine's going to do really well.
I like where her mind's going with this stuff.
Mm-hmm. I do too. Okay, here's the next one. This is an ugly watch.
That is an ugly watch.
No, it's an Oakley watch, not an ugly one.
But we can call it an ugly watch.
It's an ugly Oakley
I'm
watch.
not a fan of that. There we go. Ryan's
Very
in there with
British.
his
That's an ugly watch.
Does it work?
Oh, I suspect Ryan tries to take stuff in that works only. I bet it
It
works.
has a leather strap.
I think it's a rubber strap
Oh.
on that. I think.
It looks like it.
Yeah, I think those.
See, I wonder. I wish I knew like how much they sold for like retail.
I know that's kind of part of the game. It's tricky, isn't it? I think you can do. You got this. You got this.
I'd say.
I'll give you a hint. Watches don't do very good at
Yeah,
launch.
I wouldn't think so. Yeah, I'd say I'd pay $15 for it and sell it for $45.
I think you're going to do really well on this one.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, here's the last one. Well, we're going to have to wait a minute for Ryan for this one.
Is that the Jerk's Junk next?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, yeah, we can't do it without. I guess you can. I guess that doesn't worry. It's okay if she sees it and does her thing, and then he won't be able to hear what she's. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is.
Oh, how nice of Ryan to join us.
You did go to the bathroom.
I had some customers I had to take care of. So where are we at?
Well, the show's over, Ryan. Well, we're done. We're all there.
Right.
You missed the whole thing.
Oh,
Now we're doing Jerk
where are we
stuff.
at? Jerk's Junk.
Yeah.
What is that? What does penny farthing mean?
That is a bicycle that was made a long time ago. The penny farthing is named for the size of the wheel in the front, is the size of the penny, and the farthing is much smaller. That's the size of the wheel in the back, so therefore the penny farthing. This is a replica of an original Bone Shaker penny farthing.
Now, so we're both going to bid on this, and you're going to tell us who wins. I think, as the guest, that I think I want to go after Ryan.
Here's the thing: you can guess whatever you want. Ryan has to write his down on a piece of paper,
As I will.
and then when you're both done and you're ready to go, then Christine, you can tell us what you're gonna give, and then Ryan's got his written down on the paper, and he'll show us what that is.
How many of these are there in the world?
Well, these replicas, I don't know. They don't really make them anymore that I know of. Not this company anyway. And so I can't even say how many. They're probably not very many. And even less are the originals, and those are worth quite a bit more money. So
let's put it this way, Christine. I like been doing this pawn thing for a long time, and this is the first one I've seen, replica or otherwise. And so there aren't many of them out there.
Of course, you still have to sell it.
Well,
even if you get a good deal on it, you still have to be able to sell it.
That is very healthy thinking right there. That's
let me give you a little piece of advice. So for myself, I've been looking for one of these for about 20 years, and when I saw it, I didn't hesitate. I just paid the money. I just bought it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that I'll ever see another one for sale. So maybe that'll help you.
Probably won't.
No, I probably won't.
Hope that doesn't confuse you.
All right. Well, let's see. I know a normal bicycle. You know, I know they range. They can vary from $100 to $1,000 to probably a couple thousand. You know, but this is obviously a collector item type bicycle. So I think that somebody who, like Kirk, who really wanted it, would be willing to pay just about anything for it, probably, within reason. But that still doesn't mean it's not going to sit on your shelf for 20 years. I guess I'd give you $350 for it and sell it for $800.
There we go.
You know what? For me, I honestly, to be honest with you, I rode this the other day, but because it was on my bucket list, and
but you didn't know it was Jerk's junk.
No, I didn't. No, for sure not. Okay.
No, it was Jerk's junk.
Yeah, no, it's Jerk's junk, but and I didn't do any research.
So you rode Jerk's junk.
And he wasn't even aware of it. What's going on there?
You rode Jerk's junk, but he didn't know it was Jerk's junk.
I'm not touching
Here's
that.
our timestamp of the day.
Did you enjoy it at least?
There's a reason they call it the bone shaker.
Yeah. And there it goes.
And there
Hey,
goes
off the rails.
I'm speechless. And I'm turning red. That's hard to do because I see all kinds of crap every day. So
how did you get on it? That's the question.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta tell people how you. No, really, you got to tell people how you got up on that.
You know, I
One
just
leg
kind of
in
got.
front of the other.
I'm going to be really careful.
Yeah, good luck.
You should be. This is going to YouTube for life.
I'm not going to tell you how I got on it. How about that? So,
You want me to tell? Because I watched.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Anyway, so what did you bid, Ryan?
$500 for 15.
And sell it for what?
1,500. And I don't know. I have no idea. Because I didn't do any kind of research. So 5 and 15.
It's good. It's good. So, do you want me to divulge here? You want me to tell you?
Yeah, divulge.
So, Christine, you were spot on. I paid $350 for it exactly.
Woohoo!
Exactly. And I have looked on eBay and tried to find some replicas that are for sale. They sell between $800 and $1,500, anywhere in between. So,
Depends on the right person.
And what did I say? 350 and 800?
350 and 800, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I have a feeling Christine is going to take over the lead for corner.
So
Yeah, very well done.
So did I win?
Just for fun, the originals of those, like, so if you were to buy an original bone shaker or original penny farthing, you're looking at about $3,500 to $10,000, depending upon which one you end up with.
Right.
Just because of the collectability and how old they are and all that kind of thing. And if they have a story behind them, if there's something, you know where it came from and who owned it.
Or
Then
if it was in a movie.
Right.
yeah, that could be a movie prop.
It definitely could be. I'm going to make a movie.
So,
So how do I know how I did on the other ones?
well, we'll tell you.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Not the kind of movie you all are thinking about. So just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you ready, Ryan?
Writing Jerk's junk.
Oh my God.
Just sounds
Where
awful.
it all goes wrong.
It's all bad.
It's all bad.
All bad. Okay, Ryan. The turquoise ring. Let me pop that back up real quick.
You're gonna have to help me because I wasn't here to write any of this stuff down.
I know.
And what's Bisbee, Ryan? Because I couldn't remember what Bisbee was.
It comes from Bisbee. I think it's Bisbee, South Dakota.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the thing with the thing with turquoises they can vary in how they look and their color and stuff depending on the region. So somebody very well versed in this stuff can look at a piece of turquoise and say, hey, this came from there, this came from there. So I'm not that good yet with it because I've got plenty of it here in the store, but it's not something that I'm that good at yet. So
Rhonda, you should remind him what I did and all that.
Yeah. So,
And bring the turquoise back up.
Oh, okay. Here we go. It's pretty, isn't it? Okay, Ryan. She said she would buy it for $40 and sell it for $120.
oh my gosh. You cheating somehow, Christine?
That's what I think. I'm cheating.
See, I knew you did well on that one. I knew it. And I don't know the prices, so I didn't.
No, when she was saying that, I'm like, she's got to be just right on.
I bought it for $35. Okay.
Oh,
And,
good job.
yeah, I bought it for $35, and it'll sell for around $150. So
Wow.
that is the dealio there. So
We didn't know Christine was a pawn queen.
I'm excited to see about this one.
We're
Okay.
still looking at Jerk's junk.
Well, it's Tuesday. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, ritual
Monday or
mask,
whatever day of the week it
or
is.
Saturday evenings, whatever. This is the ritual mask. Christine said she would pay $25 and sell them for $125.
what was it again?
The ritual mask,
Oh.
$25 and $125.
So again, really close. I paid $20, and so the 20. Let me just explain to you. The $20 mark is kind of my threshold. If I absolutely know nothing about the item or how it sells, it's kind of my threshold for risk on items. So if I want the item, I want to try it out in my store, want to see how it might do, I'm willing to go $20 on something. And so I paid $20, so that was very, very close. And honestly, I mean, I've got $150 on these items, and I would probably take, I mean, $75, $80, $100 on them. So
She did well on that.
that was very, very good. Again, excellent. So
Awesome. Okay, here comes the next one. This is the Kodiak case knife. Get that pop back up. There we go. Okay, Christine said she would pay $40 for these and sell them for $80.
So
And she wants to know, were there any legal murders committed with these
No.
knives?
one's unused, no bloodstains. However, I do have on our samurai sword, there are bloodstains on that. But see, that was from a long time ago.
We hope it's from a long time ago.
So,
Last Tuesday.
yeah. So I paid 50 for this, and it's worth about 150. So, yeah.
Jeez,
Good
Christine,
job,
you're killing this.
Yeah, you are killing it. So, all right, next.
The powder horn. Christine said she would pay 30 for this and sell for 95.
I got $100 on it and paid $20 for it.
Wow.
Killing it.
It's too easy. It's too easy.
Have you done this before, Christine? Really?
You need to quit Circle Scope and just open a pawn shop.
Something.
So I did pretty good, huh?
Circle Scope Pawn.
Yeah. This is the best I've ever seen anyone do. You're so close, it's ridiculous.
So
Okay, here's the ugly
I'm
one.
on the leaderboard.
You are the leaderboard right now.
Later.
I think you dethroned Lance Fields.
All right, so we've got the watch,
Mm-hmm.
the ugly watch, ugly.
The ugly. Okay, Christine said she would pay 15 and sell for 45.
Okay. This one's a little bit of a shocker. I paid 50, and the watch is worth about 300.
Wow.
Really?
So that customer walked, but I still don't think you have anything to worry about with this thing.
Nope.
So.
She was maybe off $10 altogether.
Yeah, that customer walked. But
We
would they,
walk away with the ugly watch. That's
just
what
out of
they did.
curiosity, did they know what they had?
Well, they kind of they did, but you know what? Watches are kind of a weird thing because they need boxes. This one didn't have box and papers with it, and that's what really drives the sale of a watch, box and papers. So it's still in good condition. It'll still sell. It just won't sell for as much. But anyway, so
Does that work for cats too?
sure. Yeah.
If you have a box and papers, does that help you sell a cat? Because cats are hard to sell.
Yeah.
I'm starting to worry about your cat, Kirk.
Yeah.
My cat's always for sale,
Mhm.
in case anybody's wondering. Christine, you need a cat? It has
No.
it has a box and papers.
Just to let you know, Cheryl, Carmen, and other people in the audience are declaring me the pawn queen.
You are the pawn queen. I've not seen anybody do this well. Look, you get some big time applause for that. There we go. You get some seriously delayed. There we go.
Okay, so was that the was it? No, we have one more item, right?
No, that was it.
Nope.
Oh, that was it. All 5 items. Okay. You know what? You kind of muffed it on the watch, but can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But I don't think you had anything to worry about. You killed it on all the other stuff. So I say you pawned with style. So congratulations. So,
I'm feeling like gathering up all my junk and go to a pawn shop now.
yeah.
I gather up my junk on a daily basis. Hey, Christine
Yes.
and Ryan and Rhonda, I have to go. I got somebody dropping off some gravel here, and I've got to run.
We're ready to roll anyway. I've got some customers here in the store.
I just wanted to tell you thank you, and that was really cool. Christine, always a pleasure to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Hey, we're excited, Christine, to see what goes on with Circloscope and my music hangout. The stuff that goes on with that. It's going to be cool to see how that kind of unfolds and where you guys. I'm expecting for you guys to be billionaires here in the next couple of years. So
That would be cool.
so
And honestly, I wouldn't root for that to happen to anybody else besides you, which is
Aw.
travesty, Christine.
Thank
Yeah.
I would love to see you just be overly blessed.
So thanks,
Yeah.
Christine, for dropping by and being a good sport and dropping by for 2 days in a row. And we got her done today. And will you come back sometime? Hang out with us.
Absolutely. I have, for one thing, I think I need to defend my title at some point, right?
Yes,
Lance Fields still thinks he's the winner. Like he's the,
No.
so maybe we can have some sort of rule between the two of you.
Pawn off.
I think we need to have a pawn off because Lance would be the closest. Yeah,
He,
that'd be great.
he thinks he's a clear winner. So anyway,
But we love you, Lance.
Yeah, we love you.
Put that out there.
I hope you got my shirt, the shirt I sent you. So it probably should have gotten there yesterday, like yours, Rhonda.
I have mine.
I know you do. You're wearing it.
Still wearing it.
No, You get a shirt, Christine. You did pawn or die, and that's just all it is. So
Awesome.
leave your mailing address and like personal message me, and I'll send that up.
Awesome. Thank you.
So anyway, thank you. Thanks, Rhonda. Thanks, Christine. We will see you guys later. Thanks for joining us, people, and we will see you next week on Jerk's Corner with always a surprise situation. And 2 weeks again on Pawn Boys, and peace and love. We'll see you later.
Bye.